Hey, Matt, I wanted to talk to you today because there are some changes going on in the HVAC industry and it's affecting
Hmm.
everybody's pricing. And I know that you've been getting a lot of questions about it from our customers, and especially when you go out on like sales calls to sell new equipment to homeowners, and
Yeah.
they're very shocked about pricing and stuff like that. So I thought that
Yeah,
this
yeah.
might be a good time that you can kind of explain what's going on and why.
Yeah, it's been extremely unprecedented time the last couple of years for the heating and air conditioning industry, really starting back, especially in 2020 for obvious reasons. A lot of industries got hit pretty hard, and ours was no exception. From a shortage of raw materials to the cost of copper, aluminum, and steel, in some cases going up over double for some of those. And so it really, really affected the cost of, like, what does an air conditioner cost? What does a furnace cost? And, it's kind of like wood. There was a period of time where the cost of wood just skyrocketed and there was shortages on sheetrock and stuff like that. And in our industry, it's been really, really tough. But it's caused some dramatic increases in pricing over the last few years. And it's really kind of unfortunate because, like, online resources haven't caught up with that. Online resources haven't, if you just look up, like, what does a heating and air conditioning system cost? I'm not seeing very accurate information that's up to date, based on what's transpired the last few years. And so, I just think it's important for the general public to kind of know what's going on within our industry. But the most recent changes are being decided
Or
by
like
the
regulatory.
government, and they're coming in and saying that they want to change the efficiency standards. They want to come in and change the efficiency ratings on these air conditioners. And the reasons I don't disagree with at all. I think that for the longest time, the efficiency ratings on these air conditioning units, known as SEER or SEER, or Seasonal Energy Efficiency Rating, the efficiency rating of it hasn't been very accurate. And it's very, very different than the energy guide sticker on the side of a refrigerator or the energy guide sticker on the side of an oven or a dishwasher or a washing machine dryer. Like, these are just appliances that you kind of just wheel into place and you plug in. And I mean, they're going to operate at that efficiency because they're not reliant on many other things to make sure they operate efficiently. And so what we see in our industry is if you install an air conditioner and furnace and you don't do it correctly or match it up correctly or charge it correctly or configure it correctly, it's never going to operate at the efficiency that's on that energy guide sticker. And so the government realizes this and has decided to change the efficiency standards to, it's very creative, it's called SEER 2. And so instead of SEER, they're calling it SEER 2. And it's a lower number than what the old SEER rating was. And so, from SEER 2, it's basically they're trying to give a more realistic picture of just how efficient that air conditioning unit really is going to be. And it's caused all these manufacturers to completely retool their assembly line to make actually different equipment, different air conditioners. Some of them are larger. The engineers have had to make these units different. And now that they have to make them different, there's a significant cost increase, related to that. So we're seeing increases anywhere from 15 to 25%, for cost of equipment, just based on these new regulatory changes by the government.
Is there also something going on with the Freon?
Refrigerant is kind of touchy because if you read up, they're testing a new refrigerant to eventually take over, but when that's going to happen, it's kind of yet to be decided. They're talking about some dates a couple of years out, but it's not decided upon firmly yet, and it would not shock me at all if that got pushed several more times to a date in the future. So
we're still operating with, we install equipment using R410A.
R410A.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's still okay. But the
Yep.
cost of R22 is ridiculous right now.
Oh, true Freon, R22 is just astronomical. Yeah, so anybody with an R22 air conditioner, it's like having a car with R12. It's just a refrigerant that's been I mean, they started banning this stuff in 2010. They started phasing it out. So, I mean, when you really think about that, my goodness, that was 13 years ago. That's when they started phasing it out, and it just started getting more and more expensive. They started making less of it. And yeah, now it's not being made at all.
Anything else that you want, particularly like we're in Kansas, we're in the Midwest, anything specific to our area that you'd like for especially our customers and our service area to know?
I mean, I would tell people that if it's on their radar, now or in the near future, to consider replacing their heating and air conditioning system, I would strongly recommend that you have one of us out to come discuss it with you, because currently we are using our last year's pricing sheets, but that's going to be changing, here in the next couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. And so just based on some of this new equipment and some of these cost increases that we're going to see. So yeah, I mean, if it's on your radar, the example we've used is it would be the equivalent of, I'm going to do a home remodeling project, and it's on my radar. I want to do this home remodeling project. And if I knew ahead of time that the cost of the materials that I was going to need for this project were going to double, triple, quadruple even, I'd move that project up. I'd figure out a way to move that project up to not have to deal with that. And that's why we're just trying to make sure our customers are aware of that, because it's real and it's coming our way very, very soon. And so if somebody's dealing with an aging air conditioner, 12 years or older, and it's had some problems and you're considering replacing it, believe me, it would be better to deal with it now than it would, after some of these changes are made.
I've been told that you guys are getting messages from our suppliers that, their prices are going up, and which just means that we're just going to have to raise our prices in order to continue doing business. And so I'm going to be sending out a message to our clients and stuff just so that they're aware that, I mean, we're just trying to let people know that the manufacturers are letting us know prices are going up significantly. Some of the suppliers. We just put an air conditioner in the other day, one of the newer units, that I did the math, and it was a 25% cost increase from the previous model. And I got another email this morning that we're looking at another cost increase, not just on the other the new efficiency changes. This is actually on just the existing equipment that's not even being changed. This is just another cost increase that we're incurring. So it's crazy. It's just crazy times, and it's out of our control. We're doing the best we can to try to, provide a product for our customers and a service for our customers. We obviously have to remain profitable and make sure that we're doing what we need to do as a business. But these are things that are being brought to our attention that are just all from the manufacturing side of things at these plants, and how these products are made, and how just the cost of these materials and labor and transportation and fuel, and it's all affected the cost of equipment. But now these new efficiency standards they've changed it even more. And I don't see this being like wood, whereas wood came back down. It's not going to happen in our industry. I get asked for that from time to time, and it's just not going to happen. I mean, I even had the opportunity to have a meeting with a manufacturer rep, and they work directly through a manufacturer. And I asked them, I said, when all this is over with, is it going to come back down to reality? And he laughed. He's like, no, this is where it is. All right. Well, thanks for the info.
You're welcome.